Good Monday evening to you, everyone. How are you? It is good to see you, and it is good to be seen by you. Welcome to the show. I, of course, am the one and the only Bill Sylvie, aka the Dungeon Delver, coming to you live, loud and clear on a Monday evening. And if I looked a little cranked up here on the camera angle, it's because I was shooting some B-roll and stuff, just playing around with the camera and I forgot to reset it. But hello, everyone. Greetings out there. Who do we got here? Who do we got? Yang Yan Zhao hanging out. Tola Micah's great old ones. Shellback Damien, Saint Cuthbert, and Gator Bob Shoe. Good to see you. Good to see you all. Rob Cocculus out there too. So I have so much to talk about right now, guys. So much to talk about. And we have a lot going on, but I want to jump straight to something that's super important. But after I adjust my camera. So hang on just a minute. Let me tilt that down a little bit. Let me get that back. I would love for this to be the angle, but I need a better higher chair that like lifts me up so I'm still in the shot, because I would love it. I like this better than the angle down, but that's just me. So hang on a second. Let me get that taken care of. There we go. That's a little better. That's a little more cromulent. It was pointing too far up, essentially. But again, I would need a new chair. I've thought about getting a drafting chair to sit in over here, but that's kind of expensive. One thing that I would really like is a motorized gimbal for my camera, so I could just hit buttons and have it pre-positioned and stuff. But again, that's money I don't have. But anyway, do me a favor if you haven't already, click the subscribe button and click the bell icon for notifications. Please help me get my channel up to 10,000 subscribers. I would love to get there by the end of this year. I don't think it's going to happen, but I would absolutely be thrilled if it did, if we could get the channel up over 10,000 subscribers. Now, that's all the call to action stuff I'm going to do there. You guys who've been watching for at least the past few weeks, you know that we've had a sponsor on the show, and that sponsor, of course, has been Rising Phoenix Publications. It's Yang Yan Zhao's Jam, and we're doing we're promoting his Kickstarter for Empire of the Undying Sun, and you guys have get Bill either a new seat or a camera gimbal. I don't need a mouth to feed. But anyway, you guys have been watching that. It's been excellent. It's been a lot of fun. I checked it today, and I want you guys to look and see what you did, because this is awesome. Come on, share. Looky there. Goal reached. With 3 days to go, the line has been crossed. And what lines are there that this fellow won't cross? So I'm pretty hyped about that. And I want to, when I saw it kick over today, I was like, well, I know what I'm talking about now this afternoon. So without further ado, please, everybody, say hello to the mastermind behind this project, because we're just going to celebrate this. Everybody say hey to my buddy Yang and Zhao.
Hey,
Hey, congratulations, my friend.
thank you.
Yeah, I guess
The camera issues. Close enough.
close enough. Yeah, this is freaking awesome. I was sitting here this afternoon and I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna talk about, I'm gonna do the spot for Empire of the Undying Sun, and then I bring the tab up and I was like, holy crap, it's filled, and that is awesome.
Luckily. Now, people who haven't backed it, you should still back it. Get it now while you can.
Oh, unquestionably, I'm gonna put that link in here, and so I'm not gonna step on you on this, Yang, but I will say, for those of you out there, maybe you've subscribed to the channel, maybe you've joined me from over on YouTube when I offer, not YouTube, on X, when I extended the offer for the free AD&D modules. Maybe that's how you found the YouTube channel. If you like what I did, if you like the AD&D goodness, and you like my offerings to my creations for AD&D, you're in luck, because what Yang has done here is give me an opportunity to create more. And Yang, I will bounce the ball back over into your square, and you tell folks about Empire of the Undying Sun and its 1E parts and pieces. Go ahead.
Absolutely. So, Empire of the Undying Sun is a horror. It is both a campaign guide and setting, and I will explain that in just a minute. For both 5E and 1E, AD&D 1E, and it's great. You have a lot of American style horror. There's strange spirits and ghosts in the woods. We have zombie invasions. We have swashbuckling pirate adventures. And should your players make it to the Empire of the Undying Sun, you have jungles teeming with life, waiting to peel the flesh from their bones. You have deserts where the ghosts howl on the winds at night. You have ancient ruins that are perhaps filled with magical items or death. And then there is a pyramid that rearranges itself, a mega dungeon, if you will, that the players must figure out how to configure to get what they want, because in there they'll have to make a decision that changes the fate of the world. We have all sorts of new play mechanics. We have a dream realm where your players can go into the dream world. There they can talk to other people. They can talk to people who have passed. Potentially they'll meet their gods there. But with every dreams, there can be nightmares. There are certain creatures in the dream realm which will make your life difficult and perhaps even haunt you into your waking world. Or if the players are smart enough, they may be able to become somebody else's boogeyman. And lest you think the dream realm is just, oh, things went bad and then we woke up. No, if you die in the dream realm, your body is just comatose. But it is an empty vessel, perhaps for something else to come through. And if your body dies in the real world while you're dreaming, then you're just a disembodied spirit in the realm of dreams. We've got talent trees, which for the 5e version and for the 1e version, they are backgrounds that you can get slightly more improvements in as you go along. And we have adventure modules. Now, the adventure modules are very helpful because, as I mentioned, this is a setting and a campaign guide. So The way I think of it is, if you're thinking of a World War II tabletop role-playing game, we know how World War II went. So when your players are in the lower levels, they're not going to be playing George Patton leading tank brigades. They're going to be a guy in a tank, and then eventually they'll get to lead that tank brigade. Well, we have a similar situation at the Empire of the Undying Sun, where we are a time of great events are happening, even though your players may not realize it at the beginning. And you can choose to play along and be in the main front. There are events that happen based on a calendar. Your players can be up in front of that, or they can say, nah, we just like the setting. You can choose to let them do whatever they want. Very sandboxy. And the adventure modules go to help that out. They are extra adventures that you can have in different parts of the world. Plop them in. If you feel they need something either to fill the time, or something that you like or your players like better than what's in the campaign guide, go for it. So the Dungeon Delver himself has written 3: Fairy Hill, Rat King, and the Willow Sisters. And we will see more in the future. Now, Bill had mentioned 1E. So yes, we are doing a full 1E conversion, but it is not a normal 1E conversion where we just, plop it into the TTRPG version of Google Translate and just use whatever slop comes out. Oh no, this is getting a full personal translation from the Dungeon Delver himself. So if there's a guy who knows his 1E stuff, it's him right there. So everything will feel 1E, and in areas where it wouldn't make sense to translate directly from 5e, then we reinterpret a little bit to make it work with 1e. So for example, like I mentioned, the talent trees. It's not really a one-to-one analogy with 5e, but we can use that idea for backgrounds for characters. If you're playing a religious-based character or just someone of faith, you can use that religious that ability, or not, I should say ability, more like the background, so that as they progress in the world, they will become, hopefully, more faithful and recognized as such.
Yeah, and one of the things that I think a lot of neophyte DMs maybe overlook is they forget that AD&D actually does have that wonderful secondary skill system in it. And it's right in the front of the Dungeon Master's Guide. Guys, you should really absolutely check it out. And what I saw with backgrounds was an opportunity to kind of expand on that and make it fit the Empire of Undying Sun mold by offering these up. And I play tested 5e once upon a time. I can't believe that it was over 12 years ago now that I was on a 5e playtest team. That just kind of blows my mind. And one thing that I found was that background picks were really no different. Literally, like, the core background picks for 5e says, like, oh, it'll give you a +1 in this situation. And it's just like I think it was one of my favorites, actually, and I'm so glad they left it in from the beta, was Pub Crawler. Like, literally, your character is just a carouser. And so if you go into a tavern, bar, inn, pub, whatever, and you're trying to pump somebody for information, you get a +1 to your roll. That's it. That's all. That doesn't, that's not a game breaking, like, you do silly shit like in 5th edition or a 3rd edition, rather, 3.5, where it's like, Yeah, I can move 5 feet, attack 4 people around me, move 5 more feet, and then great cleave this guy all in a single round, and then turn around and do the same thing coming back. And it's just so stupid and over the top that I thought that that background backgrounds for characters were a breath of fresh air. And so to me, melding those rather into secondary skills for AD&D is just, it's a non-issue. So yeah, there's places like that where it's going to be, this is a little more than flip the armor class and so on. But, and I want to emphasize this, our design language for the 1E conversions that I'm going to be doing is the AD&D Dungeon Master's Guide. It's not like, and I'm not, this is not call out, because we're here to celebrate positivity, not invoke negativity. It's not like, well, it's got an old school feel, but it's really just the 5e rules with, cool black and white art. It's not like that. We're actually invoking first edition AD&D rules in this.
Yeah.
So, when Yang says I'm going to be doing the conversion for this, and that I've written 1E modules for it, you may rest assured I'm working from his stuff as the meat of it, but the code base, if you will, is first edition AD&D. And I think that gets stepped over a lot in people trying to create old school things to sell to us graybeards. It's like, yeah, it's old school, like it invokes old school, it brings back memories of old school. No, this is mechanically first edition AD&D, with Yang's excellent campaign bolted onto it. So thank you, Yang, for giving me the opportunity to run my fingers through this.
Well, thank you. I mean, my goal with the 1E conversion is that if somebody just picked up the 1E book and ran it, they would never know that there was a 5E version.
Yeah, that's so important with this. Is again, I think there's a lot of well-meaning, but perhaps not very well thought out. Oh, this is old school. Well, how is it old school? Well, it's old school feel, but if you really want to play basic or, basic expert or back me or AD&D or AD&D 2E, you just have to flip the armor classes and have your save tables from those books on hand and adjust the movement rate and the damage and the hit dice and the spell effects for the monsters. But otherwise, and at that point, it's like, so basically it's not, and I have to do it myself. This will not be that. You will be getting a first edition AD&D adventure in your hands that you can sit down, open, and not feel like, oh, I'm looking at a 5e conversion here. The only way you're going to know it is if you get both the 5e and the 1e, which you might want to do, and look at them side by side, because there's going to be concrete changes. And Yang and I talked about this. There'll be places where I'll have to add things, but there'll be places where I can just red pen things and just be like, this ain't even a thing. This ain't even a thing in AD&D. It's like, characters who make an investigation check may notice a secret door. Boys and girls in the audience, how do we find a secret door in AD&D? We say we're searching for it and we roll a d6. So I'm looking forward to it. I just like today's plan. I got to tell you guys, and Yang, today's plan was all right, I'm going to do my thing. I'm going to come on and I'm going to talk about what's happening this week, because there's stuff happening this week. There's a lot of other stuff to talk about, but this is the most important right now. So I was like, yeah, I'll go and I'll talk about my usual stuff. Before I get going on the show, though, I should check on the Kickstarter so I know how to hype it up, because I knew it was getting close. I think on Friday it was still $1,400 out on Friday.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, $1,200-$1,400 or something. So I was like, so I need to, it's a few days left. I need to go in and I need to do full court press, and it was at $14,997. Like 20 minutes before we went live, and I messaged and I hit refresh literally after I brought the page up, and it had funded, and I pinged Yang and I was like, what are you doing right now? What was it you said? You're like, I'm sitting here staring at my computer.
Yeah,
like,
basically.
Cool, you're coming on the show. So we're gonna talk about the big W, and here we are talking about the big W. So and one thing I can tell you guys now, first of all, Yang, is all the art in on this yet? Do you like have all the plates? And
no, that's actually something I'm going to do now. So if anyone doesn't know, when a Kickstarter finishes, and assuming it's successful, they hold the money for 2 weeks before they pay out. Just I would assume in case there's any disputes or whatnot. So in that time, I'm going through my final wish list of all of the images that I need to get it done. And then once the money finally hits my bank account, then I am going to officially get the artists going, because I don't like to hire people until I actually have the money. And I'm hoping to get all the art done by, hopefully by the end of the year, but artists, so if not the end of the year, maybe like January.
Yeah. I mean, you summed it up in a single word: artists.
And then I got to do all the maps, so I got to get that done.
Yeah, well, you're a better man than I, Gunga Din. I am the worst cartographer in the world. In that I not only am I bad at cartography, I just hate doing it so much I don't do it. So
I like it well enough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll do it when I have to. But yeah. So this is pretty cool. And Yang, look, I know you're working on the art, but this is a 1 ebook, and I'm speaking not as someone who is working for you doing this, but as a fan. 2 words for the upcoming art. 2 words: titty art. There, I said it.
Well, there may be some, but you can't show that stuff on Kickstarter. So
yeah,
or YouTube,
exactly.
Really.
Or YouTube. I just, this video just got kicked in the head for monetization. So if anybody wants to throw a super.
Yeah. So also, I do tell my artists, they'll ask like, well, what are the constraints? And I always tell them, if Frank Frazetta could do it, you can do it.
And honestly, that's like the best approach. I've had Errol Otis, the artist Darlene, of course, Tracy Lesh. I've had Dave S. LaForce on the show, all talk about D&D art. And I mean, none of them shocked, scandal, like just the bare human body was not something to get like super duper
worked up about,
puritanical about. And I mean, obviously there are constraints, right? I mean, we don't need to see her kidneys or his organs. But at the same time, I think the puritanical approach that has been in place since late first edition, since Gary Flew the Coop, It's just been one appeasement to one particular group after the other, whether it's consumer advocacy groups the blue-haired church ladies with second edition, or
Yeah.
the soft boys who grew up with second edition, so you third edition art, or the politically correct crowd with fourth edition. And I don't even I don't have the words, time, and mental energy to go into the censorious attitude that some 5e fans have had about
Yes.
artwork.
Yes.
So yeah, it's been this parade of just strange stuff and strange blandness in D&D art, and I'm looking forward to getting some of that vim back, some of that pepper back. So thank you,
Yeah.
Yang, for telling me that. And you
And
can tell your artist any naked fairies in Fairy Hill absolutely get my blessing.
well, I did. Well, you did. I believe the fairy is naked, or mostly naked, with a thin gossamer sheet on the cover of Fairy Hill.
I think so. Yeah, the Fairy Hill cover. We can get away with this. We can, and if I can't, well,
Oh,
the
it's on the
hell.
Kickstarter.
Yeah, yeah. So I
Yeah.
mean, that's there's racier stuff than that, even in fifth edition. Well, okay, in
Early fifth edition, maybe.
early fifth edition, yeah, but yeah. So I'm not super fussed about that. I think the artwork is going to be wonderful, Yang, and what you have thus far is sumptuous and very visually appealing, and I think it's all just going to look amazing, fantastic. Are you yourself doing any of the artwork?
Yes. The question is how much and what exactly. So the maps I'm doing myself, and
Mhm.
then I will probably be doing spot images. So like if they're talking about like, a bottle of poison, I might draw a bottle of poison.
Sure.
If they find a magical sword, I might draw that sword. But the larger images, I don't think. Well, one just for time. I don't think I'm going to have the time to do it for the campaign guide. But I am doing some, if not most, of the adventure module cover. So I had the cover for Rat King. That one's done. Willow Sisters is halfway done. I just haven't had time to get back to it. And then we will, at least the ones I'm doing, I'm planning on doing my own covers.
That's excellent. That's excellent. And one thing I want to mention to kind of jump away from art for just a hot second here, because I thought this was pretty cool. I pat myself on the back for being kind of clever about this. It's not, I mean, it's not original in terms of the approach, but I don't see it nearly enough. So I feel like it was a good decision by me. Willow Sisters is potentially infinitely replayable.
Mm-hmm.
Willow Sisters encounters will never happen in exactly the same order. You can go back and run the same group through Willow Sisters again and again and again and get a lot of replayability out of it. I'll say a lot of replayability and leave what constitutes a lot to the listeners / viewers, because I don't want to get accused of the Todd Howard thing where he said there's tens of thousands of endings possible with Fallout 3. And the only way that could be true is if you say, well, if you're wearing this hat when the game ends, that's a separate ending from if you're wearing this hat and these boots the way the game ends. So I'm not going to push it that far, but I'm just going to say there's a lot of variety in how Willow Sisters plays out. And I had a lot of fun doing that. So yeah, I'm hyped about that. And there's a question from Damien, and I'll let you answer this one, Yang.
All right. Is it me, or did 4E art and armor designs from the Hobbit films seem to overlap? Like both were made with the same sound effect. Well, I think that that might be true. I think World of Warcraft was a big influence on both of them.
Yeah, yeah. No, I feel like you know, you can love it or hate it, but the visual design is informed by how by what is popular. Let me show you. I'm going to talk about these. Yes, you guys, we're not going to get away. You either, Yang, for me talking about the OD&D reprints. And let me zoom in on this. That, and you can Google up an OD&D wood grain set. That is an illustration from an issue of Doctor Strange, from like a 1973 issue of Doctor Strange. Greg Bell just literally copied this. And there's a few other illustrations. And the point behind that statement is that what is popular at a time and what is popular with an artist informs what that artist is going to create. Yang, you brought up Frazetta. Look at like all the AD&D art leans heavily into that same aesthetic. The OD&D art, there's bits and pieces in there from Marvel Comics because Greg Bell liked Marvel Comics. So I think it absolutely tracks that the 4E art would have pulled from the Hobbit films and from World of Warcraft, because that's what was hugely popular at the time. Gonzalo Lira's bar tab, a crummy commercial, son of a bitch. My probably in my top 3 Christmas movies. Christmas, like when we talk full length cinematic, go to the theater and sit down and watch it, it's either 1 or 2. But as far as things to watch on Christmas, that is in the top 3 or top 5. A Christmas Story. But
I had
anyway,
to see that too many times. I used to go to school just a few blocks from the house.
Oh wow, wow. Yeah, it's probably been burned out for you. Yeah.
No, it was still there. Oh yeah, but for me seeing it, yeah. Sorry, I thought you meant the house was burned out. It's like, well,
yeah, no,
it was still there last time I happened to go by. But
the guy who played, so I thought this was wild. The kid who played Ralphie's brother went on to alternative cinema when he grew up, but then he's kind of retired, and I thought it was pretty cool. He bought that house.
Did he?
The inside of the house was nothing like the soundstage.
Yeah.
But he bought that house, gutted it, and had it rebuilt to the spec shown in the film. So the staircases, the closets, the kitchen, everything now matches up to how it was in the film, and it's a tourist attraction. Like you can go there and tour the Gene Shepherd Christmas house. But I don't know how we got here. That's it's Gonzalo's fault.
Yeah. I think that guy came back for the sequel too.
Yeah, they got as many of the actors back as they could. Melinda Dillon politely declined. She said that it was a beautiful gesture, but she is retired. So we didn't get Mom back, and obviously Darren McGavin passed many years ago, so it wouldn't have worked. But yeah, almost everybody is back for the sequel, which I still need to see.
Oh,
but I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just going to say it's good. It's I would say not as good as the first one, but it's there, it's nice, it's not sappy and it's not poorly done like most sequels would be.
Right on. But we were talking a little bit about art and that sort of thing, and about what informs art.
Mhm.
There's yeah, the art will simply reflect what's popular for anything, unless you go in and you specifically say, I want this and exactly this, and I don't want, like, I want Gold Moon and Caramon standing in front of a felled tree. Caramon's got his legs up. Gold Moon is looking into the distance. I want everybody's hair to be this. I mean, you can get that controlling as an art director, and force your creators to do exactly that. I mean,
Yep.
think from a writing aspect, think about like men's books like Mac Bolan's the or The Destroyer or anything like that, or women's romance novels. You don't go in with a manuscript saying, yeah, in this one Mac Bolan is part of a team trying to stop a space shuttle hijacking. No, they give you an outline.
Yep.
We want this many thousands of words. Here is your outline. Fill in these gaps and give us a manuscript back, and we'll pay you $200. And that, that's how the executioner novels get written. But and you can do the same thing for art. But generally speaking, if you just tell your artist, I want fantasy dwarves, if your artist grew up watching the Ralph Bakshi and Rankin Bass, The Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, that's the style you're going to get.
Yeah. And the thing is, the thing I like about working with multiple artists is that you get multiple styles. So I have, when I give them certain references to, like, the elves kind of have this look, and like I give them some images, I gave them some videos, dwarves like this, and I said, it doesn't have to be 100% like your interpretation of what that would look like. And it's great. And I love how everybody does something a little bit different, because everybody's game is going to be a little bit different.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, to go back to an AD&D art comparison, I mean, Dave Sutherland and Dave LaForce and Dave Trampier and Bill Willingham and Jeff D are going to draw an elf all completely differently from each other. Yep. And then you've got Errol Otis, who's just out there doing stuff just like, he's, even if they drew all their stuff the same, Errol's would be different.
Yeah.
Errol's elf would be entirely alien to what anybody else did. But so that backs what you're saying. It's going to vary art style to art style.
Yeah, and it's nice, because if you want to talk about true diversity in games, like if you've got a setting like Greyhawk, like Castle Greyhawk should always be like Castle Greyhawk, but maybe some of the fine details and how you perceive it, if you're like a lowly peasant or if you're a noble person, would be different. And that's the kind of diversity you want in your game, so that's what I like about having good artists. If you've got a certain setting, they're all going to have their own take on it. Just like if you're a kid going to Disney, you'll have one view of it. If you're an adult going to Disney, you'll have a different view, but it's all the same people running around in costumes, and it's the same magic castle, and it's the same electric light show, but the perception is a little different, and that brings a lot of spice.
Yeah, it really does. And that's something that drew me to Empire of the Undying Sun so much, was that there's not this sense of Dragon Lancian, look, here's your story. Don't let this character die. Don't do these events before this event. Make sure that the party wins at this event and that this bad guy dies at that event. And then the module is successfully completed. That's not the marching orders I got with my designs. You screw around and you're going to find out in the adventures that I wrote. And I hope people do. So, and it's going to differ. Some people may go to Fairy Hill and cakewalk it. Some may send Yang hate mail, which hopefully he will forward me about why I was such a dick when I designed Fairy Hill. This is a slaughterhouse. But
well, then you're playing Fairy Hill wrong, because you could do Fairy Hill without ever getting in combat.
Yeah. I mean, but then you got the flip side, the Rat King.
You're not getting out of that without combat.
Don't put your swords in their sheaths in Rat King, folks. So yeah, I mean, there's so many varied approaches to Empire of the Undying Sun that when you said, "Hey, write these modules for me," I was like, "Yeah, hell yeah," because I had enough room to maneuver to do anything I wanted. I mean, within reason, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, all right, there's a crashed spaceship near where you fight the Willow sisters. Maybe not that much latitude, but Yang, Empire of the Undying Sun 2, crashed spaceship. Just make a note.
Okay, all right.
But
you find out the first campaign guide was all a dream. You're really on a galaxy traversing spaceship going to colonize another planet.
It was a nightmare in cryostasis. You wake up, swords, spells, John 23, get to the machine panels and readjust the reactor baffle, swords and spells. Hey, Wheeling Dragon, welcome back, my dear. How are you? It is wonderful to see you. It has been a hot minute. Did you hear the Empire of the Undying Sun Kickstarter funded? But I gotta talk about this real quick, Yang. And do you want to stick around and shoot the shit, or have you got to go? Or
no?
Okay, yeah. So this is kind of a commercial break, but I do want to talk about this because there's not a lot of time left. It's not a Kickstarter, but I do. We're gonna do this. We're gonna hop back to studio, and then I'm gonna come over here and put that aside for a second. So a lot of you guys, maybe you're new channel subscribers, or maybe like Wheeling Dragon, you haven't been here for a while. You might see something on the screen right here and you're like, wow, that's a neat looking kind of almost OD&D set you got there, Bill. What is that? This is a replica of one of the 2,500 original D&D sets that went out in a wood grain box. It is a replica of the set that refers to Balrogs, hobbits, and ents. And also, this box contains a reproduction of Chainmail. It is a reproduction of the wood grain original D&D set, the reference sheets, and a copy of Chainmail. And we have a reproduction of original box art. And what this is back in the summer, I wanted one box like this to put my OD&D books in. And so I started hunting around trying to find a wood grain box. Again, this was just an arts and craftsy thing. So I asked over on X, I was like, hey, does anybody know where I can get these? And the awesome Matthew Tapp, creators of Barrows and Borderlands, stepped up and he sent me not one, not two, not 10, but 15 OD&D sets. And Sensei Tapp schooled me in how to do OD&D recreations. Now, obviously, I only need one or two. And that opened the door for what I was going to do for a holiday giveaway here in 2025. You guys may recall after 2020, or not after, but in 2024, we had a holiday gift giveaway. We gave away the D&D cookbook. We gave away, and I think you might not be able to see it, the Icons of the Realms Red Dragon Lair mini from the Holmes Basic D&D cover. I gave away a Jack's Arcade mini Pac-Man machine, and we also gave away a Mobile Suit Gundam model kit that I had new old stock, I should point out. So we gave away those four things. This year, I was a little stuck for what to do. And then Matthew shared this boon with me because Barrows and Borderlands comes in these gorgeous boxes. And he was like, well, I know how to make Barrows and Borderlands. It looks like OD&D. I'm just going to make my own OD&D sets. And when he saw me raise my hand and say, hey, can anybody help out with this? He helped me out. And he gave me a case lot of these boxes from the company Brymar. Now, I would have bought them myself, but they charge about $4 a box, which isn't bad. They have a minimum order of 400 boxes, which is very bad. So I have created 15 of these sets. Some are being given as gifts. 2 are being given to charity auctions. Well, it'll be 3, but one is much later in 2026. So one of those is, well, the one that's later in 2026 is ClariCon 2026, which ClariCon 2025 just ended. That was a ton of fun. Yang, did you do any virtual ClariConing?
Not this year. I was so busy with this campaign that I just didn't have time. But next year, I plan on going in person.
Oh, wow. Yeah, because you're not that far from Glenn Williams, are you?
Just a few hours. One tank of gas.
Yeah, that's a bit more than your old dungeon delver can make or remember how to get to, apparently. But yeah, so that's gonna be awesome. You're gonna run some Empire of the Undying Sun.
Well, a lot of the chapters are a little long to run in a session, but I was thinking I'm going to run some of the adventure modules that come with it.
Excellent. So anyway, yeah, I'm going to be donating one of these to Dungeon Minister. I'm donating one to Paige, the Philadelphia Area Gamers Exposition, which I will be at in January. That's like middle of January. And I'm donating one to EggCon for all of their charity auctions.
Nice.
But you guys out there, fans of the show, I am offering 4 of these sets for the holiday gift drawing for 2025. We're going to do that all on Christmas night. And we are drawing 4. Now, if you're new here, or maybe you're not, but you just haven't heard me say this before, here's how you qualify. We have a Patreon and we have YouTube memberships. The link to the Patreon is scrolling across right now, and YouTube memberships, I can't see it if it's down in this corner or if it's over in this corner. I guess it depends on how your browser window is set up. But become a patron or become a YouTube channel member. And you can do that at the lowest level. If you're really thrifty, it's only $1 over on Patreon. It's $2.99. That's as low as I can set it here on here on YouTube. So if you're feeling thrifty, go the Patreon route. Now, don't think, well, I'll do both and that'll double my chances, because it's 1 per. It's just 1 per. do that. And congratulations, you're entered for the drawing. You are entered to win one of these sets, and we will do a drawing. We're going to spin a wheel. Everybody's name's going to go on a wheel Christmas night. We're going to spin that wheel 4 times. 4 times. You're going to have a chance to win these. So if you don't win it on the first spin, your chances go up. If you don't win it on the second spin, your chances go up. If you don't win it on the third spin, your chances go up. If you don't win it on the fourth spin, we'll see you next year. I'm YouTube on browser. You're on an Android YouTube app. Good sir. I'm 3 centimeters tall by 5. I'm a short stack man on Shellback Bow's device there. But anyway, so that's how you do it. That's all you have to do. There's a little bit of caveats to that. You must become a channel member or a patron no later than October 31st. That's Friday. If you're like, yeah, I've got a week or something. No, that's Friday. You must remain a channel member or a patron throughout the months of November and December. So you can't go in, sign up for a $1 patron, get your welcome to Patreon email and then back out. That's not going to work. So get in by the 31st. Stay locked in through the end of December. That's what you have to do. Think of it like this. It is at minimum $2 for a chance to win a replica of original D&D and a replica of Chainmail. These are perfectly playable. Patreon or YouTube, Shellback. Shellback, you're a YouTube member. You are in the running. You are keep your membership current throughout the end of December, and you're in the running. You're fine. So that's how you do. That's how you do. Now, some people have asked about overseas shipping. What if you get somebody international? And that includes Canada and Mexico, unfortunately. Yeah, like places I could drive to in 19 hours. Shipping is a killer for overseas, but one of you guys has stepped up. Gonzalo Lira's bar tab has stepped up. He will provide shipping for one international winner. So one of our winners, if we get one person who's international, you're covered. If we get 2 or more, y'all are going to have to do shipping. But it's an OD&D reproduction set. You want OD&D in a wood grain box other than how you can win it here? Good luck. You think shipping is steep? Try buying one of these on eBay. So that's what's going on with those. And I don't know. Now, I literally no pressure here, Yang. Are you going to swing at that or?
Well, I feel kind of weird because if I won, people would say like, "Oh, wait, the guy who's hiring you to make modules won? That's awfully suspicious."
Yeah, I've kind of, and that is something else I want to emphasize. It's one per household. Your name's coming off the wheel. When I spin it, it's like, oh, John Smith won. Congratulations. There's a little button on the wheel spinning software because I'm not like putting up 75 pieces of paper on a spinning wheel.
Yeah. I mean that would almost be as bad as like, oh look, Mrs. Delver won.
Yeah. So it is one per household. Mrs. Delver wins by dint of being Mrs. Delver. Let me just say that. So get in and go for a chance to win one of these sets. This will be the only time I will offer these as holiday gifts. I just want to say that the only time I will offer these as a holiday gift. So now is the time if you want a really good chance. Think of it like this. If I have, say, 60 patrons and subscribers, I think I have a little bit more than that, but I can do the math for 60. You've got a 1 in 15 shot if you're one of those paid members or paid patrons to win this, and that ain't that bad. And the last thing I'll say about it, literally the last thing that I will mention, is Patreon has an option to join as a free member. To all of my free members out there, I do appreciate you. This is for paid patrons and for YouTube channel members. But I do appreciate it that you follow me on Patreon. If that's all you want to do. So it is for paid patrons and for YouTube members. I'm done with the sales pitch for that.
I did have one quick question about that. Now, you said the drawing is going to be on Christmas night.
Christmas night, yes.
Does that mean December 25th or December 24th? Because I think
December
the Europeans, Europeans have a different view than most Americans.
December 25th, the show that will start at 9:00 p.m. U.S. Eastern Standard, December 25th, United States time.
Perfect.
So there you go. And as far as far as joining as a member or such, Patreon timestamps, and I don't know about, YouTube timestamps like by days, but not much more detailed than that. So if you're in California, say, and you're like, oh crap, I'm not going to be able to do this until 11:55 p.m. California time. That's like 3 a.m, November 1st. I guess I'm screwed. No, I will see the timestamp of when you joined. So, anyway, I would be remiss in not mentioning this. Speaking of October 31st, that is this week we conclude our horror, our Call of Cthulhu Shocktober horror campaign. A guy who has come on the live stream lots of times. I consider him one of the OGs around here. You guys know, of course, that Kevin. Kevin has a medical situation happening this week that's going to keep him out of both Tuesday nights AD&D and Friday nights Call of Cthulhu game. Now, Yang, you're playing you're playing the role of Kevin on Friday, correct?
That's right. I will be playing a nerdy computer guy who is pretty freaked out.
A nerdy NSA computer guy on the verge of a nervous breakdown because he did recognize the bodies in the water. So Yang will be here on Friday, and I'm looking forward to that. But to go through the week, because we've swerved all over the place. But of course, tomorrow night, first edition AD&D. That's going to be a lot of fun. Wednesday nights, my co-host Kyle, the Viking Hat GM, will be here. We're going to be having some post-apocalypse fun with his in-development TTRPG, Yes But. You ever watch any of those sessions, Yang, the Yes But RPG?
I've been meaning to, but I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch it.
It's fairly lightweight. It's an easy pickup, and your character sheet and your character portrait are practically the same thing. And I'm not making that up either. It's like your character sheet is almost like a movie poster, and it's got, big title blocks, and those things cover your stats, and it's just based on a d6.
That's cool.
So if you're asked to do something that you don't have a skill for, it's a flat d6 roll. And if you roll a 6, depending on the circumstance, you might get a yes and. So it's like, I'm going to run across the room, even though the renegade biker gang has us under suppressing fire. I'm going to run across the room. Okay, well, you've got athletics as one of your background picks. So that's going to give you a +1. But you're under suppressing fire, and that's going to give you a -1. So it evens out. I roll a d6. I roll a 6. So do I successfully run across the room? Yes, and I don't have to take a penalty in the next round to aim at one of the bad guys now that I'm on cover. Or yes, and I'm able to open up my first aid bag and start working on the wounded guy I was trying to get to immediately. Or conversely, you could get a no and. It's like, okay, I'm going to sprint across a room. What'd you roll? I rolled a 1. Well, you're already at -1, so that's a 0. So no, and you trip, sprawl, slide out. You are in open view of the bad guys. All you can do in the next round is try and get up while they train their weapons on you and start opening fire. So, and then there's states in between. There's like no, but like, no, you can't make it across the room, but you're close enough. You think you can throw your med bag to the guy so he can start. It's kind of loosey goosey. So that's what we're going to be doing Wednesday night. If that sounds like it appeals to you guys out there, tune in Wednesday night and check that out. Thursday night, I am pretty hyped because I cannot escape. I don't know if you're aware of this, Yang, but I'm a big underground hit in the Greek TTRPG scene.
I saw last week's show.
Yes, we had Risa and her wonderful team on with a recorded interview where we talked about Erebus mythos. We've had the author of Dim Day Red, which is that same studio. Produced Dim Day Red, which is an ongoing apocalypse adventure. Basically, the sun is starting to swell up and the earth is starting to spiral in. So you've got like a decade, and the world's kind of going crazy. It's like, what do we do? It's like, the world's not going to end tomorrow or next week or even the week after that or 10 or 2 years after that. But things aren't getting any better. There's no Generation Starship being built. There's no, we'll go off somewhere. No, it's just things are bad. So that's Dim Day Red. But I gotta pull this up here. I feel terrible for not having this to hand. Aggie, the developer of RPG Stories, which we've had Matt Finch on the show. Let me see here. Let me jump up over here. Yang telling me he's in the green room. That's good to know. So this is the one. This is the Hut of the Baba Yaga, created by SideQuest, and I guess I could probably do that, and then we can add this. Share and share. So Aggie's going to be on. We're going to be talking about Hut of the Baba Yaga. That I think launches tomorrow. But it is OSR compatible, 5e compatible. I think the art and the story, I'm not going to spoil it, but Aggie from SideQuest is going to be here on Thursday, and we're going to talk about this. The hardest, weirdest, funniest dungeon ever. I'll be the judge of that, Aggie, if you're out there watching. But he's going to be here on Thursday. And Friday, we just talked about it. Friday, I'm going to scramble some brains on Friday. because Yang and Doomsword are all that's left. They're all that's left. They're trapped around the perimeter of Lake Obred, where they may or may not recognize the bodies in the water.
We're screwed.
So, yeah. So hopefully they will be insane or dead by the end of the evening, and I will try and have some kick-ass credits. By the way, speaking of opening credits, yes, the cut to black credits on Friday was on purpose. I did that to set a mood. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Shellback Bo, you have my sincere condolences, my friend.
Sorry,
prayers up for your grandma and the rest of your family. God be with you all. Hey, there's the man, Dungeon Minister, dipping in. I have heard that people liked my contribution to Clericon, Dungeon Minister, and you got to tell me who won the trivia contest. One of the things that I do at the for the last 3 Clericons now, because there was a Clericon 0, I believe, but I have provided trivia questions for a prize based trivia contest, and so I am told that the first years were a little bit brutal. So I've tried to ratchet those down a little bit, but I'd love to hear how that worked out, Dungeon Minister. I hope people had a lot of fun doing that. Mage's Musings won it. Mage's Musings. Hey, Bob Gnarly, there you are, my friend. How are you? So anyway, that is the week ahead. I'm going to knock on wood when I say this. I hope that Saturday I will be running a live stream on Saturday of an Erebus Mythos Let's Play session on my channel. I am trying to gather some players. Yang. If you know anyone who would be interested,
maybe.
Yang.
Yeah, maybe Saturday seems okay. Surprisingly.
Yeah. All right. Well, we shall see. I know that Empire of the Undying Sun is taking so much of your time. I just think it's absolutely fantastic that it funded 15,000. And guys, I just want to point this out again. Look right here. Everybody, I don't have it up on the screen. Nobody can look anywhere, you ding dong. Look right here. 3 days to go. That means you've still got 3 days to get in and back this Kickstarter. Don't think like, oh, well, it's backed, I'm not going to bother now.
Yeah,
we don't
have to stop at 15,000. We can go do more.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the huge percentage that Kyle's that Yang is paying me, it absolutely helped. No, I'm kidding. I'm just enjoying this. But let's see. Yang looks like the lead singer of Disturbed. See, I was thinking the millionaire from Combustible Edison from that time in the 90s when the lounge lounge music was a big hit. But that may be a little too obtuse for some people. But
Michael Dale usually calls me Imhotep.
Imhotep works. I have favorably compared you to Josh Pate, who is an absolutely fantastic college football live streamer. His show performs as well as some like sports shows put out by the majors. Wow. That's how dialed in this guy is. So if I compare you to Josh Pate, always know that it is meant as a compliment, Yang. So, and even the millionaire from Combustible Edison, because he seemed like a pretty cool dude. But if I ever call you low T, Mr. Clean, then I'm insulting you. But and hey, poor orc child, that stay on your side of the street.
I am Mr. Clean.
He is Mr. Clean.
So far as you know.
Many folks with long hair and bands are actually bald. I remember that there's a promo for the reality show that Gene Simmons did with his family, and they're all sitting there close for a group shot, and his son reached over and picked up his wig, basically just lifted his wig off his head. The guy's as bald as a cue ball.
I'm pretty sure Axl Rose is that way too. He just wears those bandanas to keep the wig strapped down.
Yeah, that one I don't know. Was it Axl Rose, or was it what was it, Sebastian Bach, that people like kept sending him images of Benny Hill?
Oh, I don't know.
Because he one of them put on a lot of weight. And look, I'm not calling him out. I'm just saying the situation was humorous. But that put on a lot of weight, and people were saying, hey, you look like Benny Hill. And he said, seriously, stop sending me this shit.
That sounds like an Axl thing. I met I did meet Sebastian Bach. He was playing a concert in China when I lived there, and it was great, and he was a fun guy.
Excellent. Dungeon Minister says, you're in, you're out. Got to go pick up Touchberry from the Scouts Haunted House. Have a good one. Take care, Dungeon Minister. Have a good one. And what was a haunted house when we were kids, but really just a dungeon LARP?
Yeah.
If you think about it, if you really think about it, going to the haunted house that was made out of, like the big army tent that your that your elementary school had, and would hang blankets up to send you through the maze. What was that if not a dungeon crawl LARP?
I can't do haunted houses. I had a very traumatic experience.
Yeah, when I was a kid, like I knew all the parents in the PTA who were doing the haunted house stuff. My dad was in the haunted house when I was a little kid in elementary school, and I couldn't go. I just didn't want to go through the haunted house.
Yeah, my dad took me to one when I was 6, and it was just way too much for 6-year-old me. So then when I was 18, a girlfriend really wanted to go, and she took me in there, and she was like, hey, you're squeezing my hand too hard. Knock it off. So
Oh, no.
That was the last time I've been to one, and I have no desire to go back.
There was a time, Yang and I know a lot of guys are Gen Xers, and Rabbit, good to see you. No, this is just Monday. This is just Monday. We're 9 to whenever for the rest of the days of the week. I just start early on Monday because I've got a first edition AD&D game that I run on Monday nights, and I don't like to feel like I'm rushing this show or eating into starting my AD&D game. So I do it early Monday afternoons. Plus, it allows some people who are in other time zones to enjoy a little bit of the live show. But no, there was a time period for us Gen Xers when corporate media, just all media in general, said, you know what, let's just scare the shit out of the little bastards.
Yeah.
And I was deeply traumatized by the following things. Reruns of Night Gallery, particularly the opening theme. If you go to Google or go to YouTube and just look up Night Gallery opening theme music, that alone gave me nightmares. TV ads for The Shining being on TV at
Mhm.
like 7 o'clock in the evening. Ads for the Amityville Horror, because how are
Yep.
they pitching the Amityville Horror? This really happened, you know? And I
Yep.
mean, if you're in your 20s and it's 1976, you're like, oh, yeah, okay, whatever. You know, you're probably sitting in the theater laughing at that. If you're 6, it hits a little different.
Yeah.
Yang, now this is a bit of an obscure one. Have you ever seen the suspense thriller? It's really more of a suspense thriller than a supernatural thriller. But have you ever seen Magic starring Anthony Hopkins?
No.
Okay. It's 50 years old. I'm not spoiling this for you guys. I'm sorry. So mute whatever for a few minutes. But Magic is about a comedian who cannot succeed until he adds a ventriloquist dummy to his act. And then he becomes hugely successful. He starts having dissociative issues. And like, even when he's dealing with his agent, he literally gets obsessive compulsive and will only talk as the dummy and that sort of thing. And his agent, who's actually played by George Burns, is like, you know, I don't know what you've got going on, but I tell you what, I will I will book you for the Tonight Show or whatever if you can just sit there for 5 minutes as yourself, just 5 minutes. And he starts watching his watch, and he can't get through it. Like he's sitting there, and he's getting worse and worse and more fidgety, and finally he snatches the dummy up and just like rapid fire the dummy's talking. And so he goes to he basically goes on vacation, goes to a vacation spot. It's cabins up in the mountains, and come to find out, and the people who run the vacation getaway are played by Anne Margaret and by David Ogden Stiers. Well, it comes to find out, Anne Margaret is his like high school crush. And he's like trying to reconnect with her. It's obvious she's in kind of a loveless marriage, but the dummy part of his personality is telling him she's just going to mess things up for us. You gotta, you know.
Uh-huh.
And George Burns shows up to check on him. And again, he puts him to the test. He can't get through it. And he's like, I'm sorry, kid. I'm dropping you. Get some help. And he beats George Burns to death. And like hides his car in the woods and dumps his body in the lake. And the husband comes back. David Ogden Stiers comes back from a trip that he was on, and he's kind of had these romantic interludes, but the dummy is pushing him further and further and further to do something terrible to her. And so he's out there on the lake with the husband, and they find the body. Like, he catches something on his rod and pulls it up, and he's like checking him for ID and stuff, and Anthony Hopkins kills him. And he realizes that the dummy is not going to let him go. That half of his personality will not let him stop, and it won't let anyone stand in the way of their success. So at the end of it, he does what he thinks is the only logical thing and takes his own life. The movie itself is kind of melancholy, and like I said, it's more of a psychological thriller. The ad for it was freaking terrifying. If you Google that trailer and look at it on YouTube, I can't be responsible for what that'll do to your brain. And last but not least, the jewel in the crown of screwed me up as a Gen Xer for horror was, and Yang, I know you've seen this. You can't tell me you haven't seen this. Tobe Hooper's version of Salem's Lot, starring David Soul and James Mason.
I haven't seen that one.
No, you have to have seen that. Oh my God, dude. That is a classic. Every 7 or 8-year-old kid in my elementary school was a badass until that night. Tommy Glick floated up to his friend's window and started clawing the glass with his fingernails. So yeah, that is absolutely. You talk about haunted houses and not wanting to do haunted houses, dude. I don't think I got a full night's sleep till I was 11. So yeah, Rob says Salem's Lot effed him up when it came out. Absolutely. Vindicta throws in congratulations there to you, Yang.
Thank you, Vindicta.
And let's see.
Patty.
And Patty, yes, Patty. Dudes to you too. So yeah, a lot of good spooky stuff performed serious brain trauma on me as a child. And lots of us Gen Xers. The Shining, yeah. The trailer for I didn't see The Shining on TV till we moved down to Florida. But the trailer for The Shining, the Wendy Carlos take on Dies Irae, the POV shot of Danny riding his big wheel through the overlook, the close-up tight shot of Scatman Crothers picking up on Danny's psychic horror, the silhouette view of Jack limping through the maze, the hedge maze, just pure nightmare fuel. And they were, again, corporate execs were just like, yeah, show this shit during the news, right when the kids are doing their homework and finishing supper. Yes, the bartender, played by Joe Turkel, who played Eldon Tyrell in Blade Runner just a couple of years later. Yes, Joe Turkel. Absolutely fantastic character actor in both. Women, can't live with him, can't live without him, sir. And then, of course, all of his great stuff in Blade Runner. You were made as good as we could make you. So that is the week. That is the week ahead of us, and we will spring forward, even as we fall back into November with some great content we've got coming in November, guys. Keep backing Empire of the Undying Sun, everyone. Just because it's across the finish line doesn't mean Yang doesn't want a victory lap. Sitting pretty at, I love the refresh that doesn't draw the page right. Sitting pretty just over the finish line. Give him a little bit more fuel so he can do one of those burnouts in the center of the track.
Yes, I'm going to be very burned out after this week too.
Absolutely. The amount of work you've put in this is great, and I gotta get cracking on the conversion. I really got to put the throttle down on the conversion stuff. So you guys should know you're going to get quality AD&D conversions from me. It's not going to be just like, just go through and flip the armor classes and change the hit dice and you're good. Nope. Every location that has mechanics will be converted back over, and Yang and I are going to hammer out stuff like backgrounds into secondary skills. So you'll get it next week. If this breaks 100K in 3 days, I will have this done next week. There you go.
So get on that, guys. 85,000 more to go.
Yeah, no, way less than that. 84,033. 80, yeah, 84,000
33.
$933
Yeah.
to get it all done by next week. Patty's Parlor, 100K heard.
Yeah, we'll get that Richard Witters cover then.
Yes, yes. I think Richard's got his. I gotta have Richard on the show. He's working on Rudiger's.
Yeah, it looks great.
Yeah. So you're gonna come to Guac and run some Undying Sun stuff, Yang?
Yes, I do plan on running something. Probably one of the modules because those play a little shorter.
Yes, yes.
More convention friendly.
But hang on a second. But anyway, I there was something very important there, and I had to answer it. But anyway, going back, yeah. So we have got coming up in April of next year. We have got the Guac. That is the weekend. Well, I should say the dates of the 9th through the 12th of April, and it will be in April from now on. But we're going to have the Guac, the Great Underground Online Gaming Convention. Yang, you're going to be there. Are you going to run games? You just going to do panel, or rather, are you going to do panel stuff or just run games? Sorry.
Oh, I mean, if there's any interest in me doing a panel, I'll do a panel.
Excellent. So we've got Yang's going to be on a panel. Richard's going to be on a panel.
Oh.
I think we're going to have a panel with Alyssa Hazel. She's going to be a newish mom then, so we'll have to see. Giving her we're giving her a wide berth. Oh, she's going to murder me if she hears that. Please don't tell her anyone. So Alyssa Hazel, Eric Garland and Heidi Gygax Garland are going to be here doing panels. Sky Hernstrom. Sky Hernstrom's going to be doing panels. I'm just excited, and that's not all we've got. So if you guys want to play some Undying Sun, get to that, and the way you do that is just sign up on the Discord for it. I'm going to do a whole lot of talks between now and then about getting over to the Discord. I will share the Discord for you real quick. Let me do this. Because it's not the usual Discord. If you, it's funny because a lot of people are on the show Discord, but they don't know about this for some reason. They don't know about. It's there in the chat. So that looks like when they translate Olmec to English. That's the god of corn and prosperity. But anyway, yeah. So jump on over there, sign up, and how you sign up for the con. By the way, the con is free. It is 100% free. And the way you sign up for it, the way you get registered, is you join the Discord. That's at the end. So you join us over there on the Discord. You sign up for games by going to events and finding an event and clicking on the green check mark, and that signs you up for an event. You if you want to be a game master, though, you got to let me know. There's a few things you have to do to get set. I set you as a game master, and then there's like 3 or 4 steps I gotta do to show you so you can sign up. So it's pronounced Zazie. Yeah, I think that's the right of it. Whew. So Yang, you're my guest, and it's an awesome day for you. I will give you the
It
talking
is.
stick. Is there anything you wanna say as we wrap up here?
Yeah, just thanks to everyone who has backed Empire of the Undying Sun. If you haven't yet, you still have 3 days to get yourself a campaign guide, get yourself some adventure modules, and it is going to knock your socks off when we get it out, which hopefully we'll start delivering it by next summer. Hopefully.
Excellent,
Hopefully.
excellent. So that means by mid late May, I can start working on the conversions. Yang will drive to Florida and kill
Yeah.
me. I had better not.
Yeah, you'll start seeing me in the background with like a baseball bat while he's
Yeah, exactly. I'll just
doing
be
these
sitting here.
shows.
Yeah. So anyway, Gary Gygax, and then Yang just slowly stands up.
Yeah.
Baseball bat.
You have 5 more minutes, Bill, then it's back to work.
Yeah. No, it's all good. By the way, I do want to point something out else about the con. Do yourself a favor and get in on Wheeling Dragons Labyrinth games. They are so choice. If you've been playing D&D and other Shadow Dark, whatever else you're doing at the con, and you need a lightweight, fanciful brain break where you're not having to worry about insert sword into monster until gold comes out, play in Wheeling Dragons Labyrinth RPG sessions. They're top notch. All right. So Yang, thank you again for being here this evening. I know it was a very have we seen the link for Empire? I mean, yeah. I'll put it up. Hopefully that's right, because I kind of got it squished down. Yeah, there it is. All right, there it is in the chat. Thank you, Yang, for being here. Thank you, everybody else, for being here and for making that happen. Yang, help yourself to some celebratory champagne and crab puffs in the green room. I will and slide
And he's
that.
gone. Oh, he's back.
And I'm gone. There we are. Clicked the wrong button. Anyway, thank you guys. Be here tomorrow night, 9 p.m. for AD&D. Love you all. Absolutely mean it. And hey, you know what? Maybe Empire of the Undying Sun, if you guys get it kicked up high enough, as one of the extension things there, maybe Yang will include bugbears or owl bears rather, or bugbears and owl bears. I don't know. Peace. Good night. Love you all.
Have you seen my owl bear? Here's to all the weirdos everywhere in the woods and in the air. Have you seen my owl bear? Should I shave off all my hair? Bobs are all around, some live in tunnels underground. Some are fat, some are rich, some are sleeping in a ditch. Can you ride a crooked horse without a saddle way off course? Naked as a toad all the way to Smoky Joe's. Have you seen the little creep driving fast in his little green Jeep? He smells like fish and brandy, but his rotten teeth look dandy. Take me to the show, I don't care if fast or slow. From action flicks to dancing dicks, just take me to the show.